Hi, class. My name is Miss Renee Wallace, and I will be your professor for statistical methods and psychology for this spring 2026 semester. I assume you're taking a stats course because you have to, unless you just really like math. Typically, psychology majors, myself included, maybe wouldn't refer to themselves as math people, but statistics is different. Statistics is math applied. I don't know. For me, as a not math person, statistics made the most sense out of any math class that I took, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm excited to be teaching it to you all. So statistics is really how we are looking at our data as psychologists and, describing it and seeing, well, what does that mean? Yeah, we got these numbers, we did this test, we did this experiment, we did this thing, and we got these numbers, and now what do these numbers tell us, right? That's the reason we need to do this higher math in a psychology course. So, first, for this video, I'm just going to orient us all to the course and expectations and go through our syllabus. And then I'll have more videos to come in the future, like lecture videos for each of our units. But I've been teaching here at Tarleton for, I think, 3 years, and I'm actually a Tarleton alumni. So I have my office over at the Forward campus. So if you're on the Forward campus, drop by and say hi. Or otherwise, we could Zoom if you needed to meet that way. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so I have a couple of stats courses. So if these little numbers aren't yours, don't worry about it. It's the same content and due dates and everything for all of my online stats courses this spring. So it is online. It's for 3 credit hours. Um, Everything is kind of go at your own pace. You can always do stuff early. You can't do things late, but if you wanted to work ahead, you could do that throughout the semester. I'm going to be spending this first week getting everything posted and getting everything into our Canvas course shell. So you probably don't see anything yet, but don't freak out about that. I'm working on it, and by the end of the week, everything should be in there, neat and buttoned up. But for now, just watch the syllabus video, read through the syllabus, and order your textbook. Those are your tasks for this week. I have office hours Monday, Wednesday, Fridays here, these times, and then if you need any other time, we can talk about Zooming, or we can Zoom during those times if you're not on campus. Communication expectations, please include the course and section number. So I have a bunch of stats courses and other courses. So please include the course number that you are emailing me about. And not just 2317, but your little number. So 810 or whatever your other little number is, so I know which class to go find you in. That would help me out. I typically reply within 24 hours that same day if it's a business day, and then maybe the next day if you emailed me later in the day, or if it's the weekend, I'll reply on Monday. But reach out to me via email. If there's some huge emergency and you needed to contact me in like that second, my oh, I thought my phone number was on there, but it's not. But you can call the Fort Worth campus and they'll transfer you to me over in CAB 329. Okay, so course requirements. So here are your prereqs. I assume you've taken one of these to make it into my class. There will be random assignments for each chapter throughout the semester to ensure that we're all participating and understanding, right? I don't want everything to be posted and you just work at your own pace and cram everything into 2 weeks and then, do whatever the rest of the semester. I do want you to work ahead. That's good. But there will be some assignments that are kind of like the applied. So think of this class as having like three pieces: the lecture piece, and you'll have lecture videos that you watch, the applied random assignment piece where you're actually working on these problems or these equations, and then the exam piece. So each of these assignments will be worth random assignments worth 10 points, but no, that's incorrect. Sorry. So there are 10 assignments worth 3 points each, not three assignments worth 10 points each. It's still worth 30% of your grade. I'll go in and change that after this video, but it's the Random assignments are worth 30% of your grade, but it's 10 assignments worth 3 points. And then we have our 3 exams and the final. So exams one, exam two, and exam three are worth 10 points each. So 10% of your grade, because this is a 100-point class. And then the final's worth 20 points or 20% of your grade. So exams count for 50% of your grade. And then there's a final project where I'll post instructions on that soon as well. But it's kind of this conceptualization of this pretend experiment that you came up with, and you have your null hypothesis and your alternative hypothesis and some pretend data that you got, and then you analyzed it and you worked it out, and then you tell me what you found. And so that'll be our final project, and that'll be worth 20% of your grade. And the point of that is so that you can show an understanding of the statistics that we learned, right? How we learned it and why we learned it. And now you can take that to a real life situation and apply it. So those are the sections that are worth points. And then we have Service Learning Day, but this is an online course, so I don't think that'll affect you, but it's a really big deal here at Tarleton, and we like to serve and give back. So if you wanted to look at the website for Service Learning Day and find a group to join in with, I bet there's a project that you would enjoy working on. Here is the stats book we're using. It is Dr. Tom Falconberry's textbook. And you can see it here. Look at this. Look how thin this is. This is like my finger, right? This is tiny. And maybe you've taken stats before and it was like a big, thick, chunky textbook that you didn't understand. Not this semester. You have chosen the right class. Dr. Falconberry is now, I think he's the dean over graduate studies. He was the department head in psychology for years and worked in the psychology department for years. And he is very, very good at statistics, both regular statistics and Bayesian statistics. And so now we can say he literally wrote the book on it, right? That's pretty cool. And so we will be using his textbook. It's not very expensive. You can order from Amazon, the bookstore, wherever you want to get your textbooks. But here's the information on that. Learning outcomes, activity, see, grading policy, 100-point course. So if you get 90 points and above, you'll make an A. 80 to 89 points is a B, 70 to 79 points is a C, 60 to 69 points is a D, which I don't know counts if you're a psych major. Talk to your advisor. And then less than that is a F, and you'll see somebody again next semester and take it again. Don't do that. You can pass. You can do it. Everything that you turn in on time will be graded within a week, and I'll get you back your grade. Late work is only accepted with documentation of a university excused absence or like a doctor's note. I just wasn't feeling well last week is not a good enough reason to get an extension on your work. So everything that has a due date is due at 11:59 p.m. And if you turn something in at 12:01, that is not by the due date, and I will not accept it. So please work ahead. My internet went out today, so I wasn't able to do the test that was due today. Well, the test will have been open for weeks at that point, right? So you could have done it any other day that your internet wasn't out. So I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm just trying to get you ready for real life, and real deadlines don't change because we had sniffles or because we didn't think we'd have an emergency that day. So if there is an emergency or something truly significant, please reach out to me and I will work with you. But it needs to be significant for me to allow you to turn in late work. Okay, here's our schedule. So this week is our initial class week, and so you're just watching the syllabus video and working on getting your book in. Next week, we're going to be working through Unit 1. I guess this is the rest of this week. I might extend that a little bit because I want everyone to get their books in. Order your books, and then we'll see if I need to change the chapter 1 assignment due. But currently it's due 1/16, so this Sunday night. And then next week we have Martin Luther King Day, and then we're going to do Unit 2, and you'll have the Chapter 2 assignment due 1/23. And then Unit 3, you'll have the Chapter 3 assignment due 1/30. So let me look at my calendar real quick, but I think those are all Fridays. So Friday nights at 11:59, you'll have something due for this course. And then we'll do Chapter 4. And then here in February, we have your first exam. So exam 1 will be due February 13th by 11:59. It'll be open all week. And then we'll jump into units 5 and then 6 and then 7 and then 8. And then it's spring break, so you'll have nothing due. And then you'll have your second exam, which will be over those chapters, chapters 5 through 8. And then that'll be due, exam 2 will be due 327 at 11:59. And then we'll do chapters 9 and 10, and exam 3 will cover those two chapters. And then we're gonna get your online project submitted. It'll probably be like a YouTube video. And if you're worried about, posting your stuff to YouTube, you can click the private setting and link only and secure it down. But it's way easier than actually uploading a video file or even in like Google Docs or Google Photos because you have to have permissions and it gets really complicated. And I go to grade and I don't have permission to view half the stuff and I can't tell if it was turned in on time. And so it will have to be a live YouTube link, but you can crank the privacy settings down if you're more comfortable with that. But it'll be kind of like this, right? I just use Zoom and I record my videos and then I upload those to YouTube so I can send out the links. And then exam 4 will just be cumulative over the other 3 exams. So over everything we've learned that semester. So it'll be comprehensive and it'll be due 5/1 at 11:59. So that's again another Friday. So it's pretty easy stuff, right? That assignment that's due, those will be the random 10 assignments that are worth 3 points each for 30% of your grade. So, like I said, I'll be working on posting those things and getting those uploaded now, but through this week. And I will get chapter ones uploaded ASAP so that you can work on that one and have the most time to work on that as I work through getting everything else uploaded. I appreciate your patience. This is the very first time that I've taught stats online, and so I'm having to convert things and get everything over and um, work on that. But after you take this, then you could take my research methods class and apply what you learned in this class to more researchy things. But I'm glad you're here. And if you have any questions after this video, reach out. But don't freak out that you can't see anything in the shell yet because I'm working on our Canvas course fervently this week.